Mad Scientist Labs. For this lab, we're going to be using the remote registry service to change the path of a network drive to a new path for a user. And this would be for a scenario for where you've migrated your file server and now the path to the shared drive is different. And of course, you're going to use group policies, maybe scripts, maybe you go into the preferences, change the path of the network drive, then replace, and then later on update. But sometimes there's going to be a handful of users who just need to have their drives mapped manually. And this is a way that we can do that on the back end of the computer without having to interrupt anything the user's doing or without having to play any phone tag. So what I need to do is some things on my client computer here, but before I do that, I want to say if you're using an RMM like ConnectWise or Enable, then they should have a remote registry service that you can interface with using those services. Um, but in my case, I'm not using it in my home lab, so in my case, I need to do this on my client computer. If you do set your computers up this way, just be aware that there are security risks. I know that there's some ransomware that has spread itself using these services and ports that I'm about to open. But there are ways that you can mitigate it, which I'm not going to go deep into. But that's a decision for you and your team to make. With that said, I'm going to move forward with this. So we need to set the remote registry service to automatic. And then we're going to start the service. And then there's some ports that we need to open. Let me delete these so I can do it again and show. Okay. And new rule. And we're going to specify port number and then port 445. And then port 445 for SMB in. And then port 135, that's going to be for the remote management. You only need it for domain. And then 135 for remote management in. Okay. And let me go over to my server here. So I already have these shared. Now I'm gonna unshare uh, this one that my user is connected to. Wait, let me reshare that because I forgot to sign in with my test user account first. Okay, it's shared. Now let me sign in with my test user. My test user is connected to that shared folder. And to show you, and there's a shared folder that the user is connected to. Now I'm going to unshare that folder. this new shared folder should be there. And now I'm going to access the computer from remote registry. So I'm going to connect to network registry and I'm going to get the computer name real quick. I must have copied the wrong. Oh, I'm trying to make sure. Okay, now I should be connected. Now we're going to expand HT users, and this is the SID of the logged in user, and then network, and then there's the user's Z drive. So now I'm going to modify this remote path key, and I'm going to get the UNC path of the new share folder. Okay, and now at this point we can update our tickets or send an email to the user telling them the changes have been made. Please log off and back onto your computer to apply the changes. And now we are going to do that. Now my user is connected to the new shared files, and just to make sure, new shared files. All right, thank you for watching, and if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.